Hi everyone, I am Jackie and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you are on my channel, I hope you find something you like, that you just decide to subscribe, you comment, share, all that jazz, leave me suggestions in the comments. And if you are a returning viewer, you are the real MVP. And I say it every single time because I mean it. You didn't have to come back and you came. So today is Sunday. I don't really know what the date is. I should have looked that up. But anyhow, it's Sunday. It's been a while since I've made a video, and I have a video for you guys today. So today's video is, what does PA school not prepare you for? I have notes because if you have followed my channel for any length of time, you would know that sometimes I go on tangents and then I start talking about other things that are still on topic, kind of, but this will keep me on track so that I don't make a super long video that you won't watch until the end. So, I haven't made a video in a little while though because I am still finishing up my doctorate program and I will be done in June. I have submitted my rough draft of my manuscript and I've gotten my poster presentation up, but we're not all the way done yet. But there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I am glad to see the light. So, I feel like I should have put a necklace on today, but whatever. Okay. So, what does PA school not prepare you for? I have 6 things. I'm sure there are many. I have been working as a physician assistant for the past almost 10 years. I graduated from Marquette University in 2011. And I will say that there's definitely some things that PA school does not prepare you for. And let's discuss. If you are a PA student, I just want you to know, I like to keep it real with you. So this is not in order of importance. It's just in order of how I thought of them. 1, the amount of work you'll really be doing. PA school is like a dream. It's a lot of work, but I'm talking about like a dream when you compare it to actually working out in the real world. As a PA, you're not taking care of just 1 or 2 patients. You have a whole caseload of patients. And in my opinion, it exponentially changes because if you're just taking care of 1 or 2, at the most maybe 3 patients and managing them the entire time, now you are expected to manage and run a whole clinic or a whole floor or a whole list of patients or running through patients like a certain number in an hour. So I think the best way to overcome this is just mentally prepare and know that. And while you're in school where you have the chance to work under somebody else, like try and take on a little bit more work so that you're not surprised, okay? That would be good for you as far as references, and it'll just be good for your experience. Don't be the lazy PA student because you're going to wake up to a real reality when you're working. Number 2, PA schools do not teach you how to negotiate your salary. Now, as a new grad, I can't say that you have the most leverage when you first get out of PA school, but as you go on, it's probably worth knowing how to negotiate your salary. There are organizations that teach salary negotiation specifically for PAs. I believe it's CPAC, but I think if you do a great Google search or if you have a friend who's an HR person, that's a great way for you to start. You can get the AAPA salary report, AAPA salary report that they provide. I should have put that anti-move thing on here because I keep kicking the table. But keep in mind, if that salary report is a conglomerate of salaries of physician assistants whose experience ranges from none to years. So if you see $120,000 as a starting salary for not as a starting salary, as an average salary for maybe a family medicine PA, I'm just quoting numbers off the top of my head. I can't say that's what it is because I haven't looked at the report yet. But if you see that and you're a new grad, you're probably not going to get $120,000, but you probably should not take $65,000. You know what I'm saying? So there's an art to negotiation. I strongly encourage learning how to do that. Number 3, how to feel confident as a provider or, in the care that you're giving. There's no art for this. They don't have a class for this. If you know of a PA program who offers like some type of confidence class, that's more of a personality type of thing and a personal thing. I think that it's important to know and establish your own boundaries when it comes to interacting with people professionally. And I say this because you will get tested. There will be people who try and intimidate you because they may be like, hey, I have more experience than you, or I work in this area and X, Y, and Z. Don't fall for it, okay? You have to just be confident in what you know, and I think it's just an exercise. You practice it, you'll get better with it over time. The more comfortable you start feeling in your role, the more confident you will be. The the fourth one. Y'all know my brain is just kind of spent a little bit, so forgive me. Oh, the importance of belonging to your state's PA chapter and the national organization. This is how we get things changed in our profession. This is how legislation gets pushed through or comes about. You definitely need to be involved on the state level. I remember being in school and being told, like, hey, if you're not going to be an active participant, make sure you're still paying, because that helps the people who are going on and fighting on the front lines. And I didn't really grasp that, because when you are first graduating, you're just like, man, I need to get my check, I need to get this job. But you need to have people that are fighting for the rights of physician assistants across the country, especially when it comes to optimal team practice, when it comes to what rules we have with supervisory agreements, even things like changing the name, it looks like, is a thing. But be involved, just be in a loop. If you just are paying and then scouring the website a couple times a year, go to their continuing education conferences. You may feel like it's not applicable, but this is how things just work in the system. This is how it happens. We got to play the game. So as a new grad, as a new PA, I strongly encourage you to make sure you are an active member, or learn how to become an active member, and join your national organization, so AAPA, and then your states, okay? Yeah, that seems pretty self-explanatory. Number 5, how to deal with a mean supervising physician, mean physician at all. I don't know why we don't talk about this, and I think it's because we have the wool covered and pulled over our eyes, that we think that every provider who has to work with a PA is going to be excited to work with a PA. While I can say that that's most of the time, it's not everyone. So what happens when you get like the supervisor physician who is a total asshole, or a physician that is just being mean to you because you are a PA? That happens, and no one tells us how to deal with that. My personal experience, hey, respect is given where respect is given. So if you give me respect, I'm going to give you respect. And I'm going to be respectful until you're disrespecting me. And that doesn't matter. I don't care what position you have. We are humans working in a field that's taking care of humans. So we definitely should not be promoting any type of behavior that's going to be opposite of that. Just my opinion. So schools don't teach you how to prepare for that. I would say just be on guard for that, and notice workplace bullying when it's happening. Involve human resources if you need to, and establish your own personal boundaries. If somebody's disrespecting you, pull them to the side. You don't have to call the scene or anything like that, but pull them to the side and be like, hey, you did X, Y, and Z, because they need to know what it is that they did that was disrespectful to you. And I felt disrespected, or I felt hurt, or I felt embarrassed, or I felt belittled. You make sure you own whatever you were feeling and state that is totally unacceptable. I will not allow it to happen again. I'm expecting an apology from you, because maybe they didn't know. Maybe they've been doing this for a long time and nobody's ever said anything. But in the case that, that isn't how they respond, you can say, hey, I'm just letting you know that will be the only time. And then I will follow the appropriate measures, and then document it. And you should probably just give your supervisor or your HR person a heads up, so that they are aware that this occurred, so that you have a running tab. Because listen, document everything, everybody. Document things that are happening with your patients. Document interactions that are happening with your co-workers, because you never want to not have a paper trail, unless somebody who's been bullying you for a long amount of time decide, I'm going to go tell the supervisor that you responded, or that you didn't respond how I wanted you to respond. And they were bullying you, and you don't have a track record. You don't have anything. So do that. How to deal with mean patients. I'm trying to think. In PA school, I think we had like somebody come in and act like a mean patient. If you've never been cussed out, because these patients that the fake patients weren't cussed, a patient will cuss you out, not all the time, but I have been cussed at, threatened, not like bodily harm, but that definitely threatened my job. I think that if you do not establish boundaries with patients, because I have had to stop people multiple times saying, hey, well, what's not going to happen is you're not going to be yelling at me. You're not going to be yelling at my staff. You're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to disrespect my staff. And people need to know. And that behavior is not tolerated. Especially, I'm thinking like when masks first started, people were going off their rockers. And people are a lot better now, but I definitely had to establish boundaries like, oh, whoa, what we're not going to do is try and attack me or my staff based off of a corporate rule, and it's for the safety of us as a provider and for you and other patients. But I think when you're dealing with a mean patient, you stop the behavior. You let people know, hey, what we're not going to do is yell at one another, disrespect one another. If they continue, you have all rights, in my opinion, and this is what I practice and this is what I do, to stop that visit. We are not in a field to be abused. And I don't think PA school really prepares you for that, because you shouldn't let patients or supervising doctors make you cry or make you feel like you're doing something wrong. Now, I would love to hear if you have if you're a PA and you watch this and you're like, oh, PA school also didn't tell me this, leave it in the comments because I'm sure somebody needs to know. But if you have questions, ask them, drop them. I won't know unless you ask. But thank you again for staying, tuned to my video for this whole time, y'all. Until next time.